Alright, so it's walk around time. This is the ZJ, the turbo diesel ZJ on 40s. Still running a Dana 30 in the front. Going to be doing 1 tons in the near future. Got a pretty good steering setup. Does all right. I wired everything. I cut the old 4.0 wiring harness completely out, and I did wire everything to toggle switches. So this is the OM617 Grand Cherokee. Good old battery holder. Got my homemade wiring, needing more of the electrical tape wrap, but so it's a OM617 out of a 1985 Mercedes. I purchased it about a year ago. I purchased the entire car and drove it home. Later found out that it actually is a crate motor that was put in that car, so there's unknown mileage, but presumably lower than what was in the car. The cluster stopped counting mileage in the car around 128,000 miles, so there really was no way to tell the mileage on the car. I cut the factory radiator core support out and welded in some tabs that work perfect for holding the Mercedes radiator in. It's a fairly inexpensive radiator, and it has an oil cooler, radiator, and transmission cooler all in one, so I chose to keep it, as well as the factory cooling system uses it. So I put an HE221W turbo, purchased it right from the manufacturer on this. I customized the exhaust manifold. I used an eBay adapter, and I customized the intake manifold so that I could put this turbo on, as well as put on an oil pressure regulator and tapped the oil pan for another return for that regulator just to put that on. Get the good old hood stack. I had a tractor flapper on it, but unfortunately the tractor flapper broke off from the vibrations, so I don't know, I kind of like the way it sounds better without the flapper. It's fun, but it gets annoying after a while. I did a custom bracket on the back so that I could put the transmission throttle valve cable onto the linkage. I made a little piece that let the stock throttle valve cable clip onto the stock Mercedes ball on the linkage. I purchased the throttle cable bracket from Doomsday Diesel. Ben, Daddy's making a video, Bubba. Other than that, I've serviced everything, replaced these Viton return lines. I've done most of the gaskets on the engine. I took the stock injection pump off, and I took the governor out of it. Can't remember, it's been a minute since I've taken it apart and done all the research. I can't remember the exact names, but I've got it turned up, but there's still a little bit that could be done, but I'm happy with where it's at, so I'd prefer not to touch it. I've turned up the idle just a hair. It does help with the application. We are running, excuse the mess.
Daddy.
You want to come up here too?
Yeah.
are running push button start. My wiring harness wires to and from. Got the old CB and a ducky hooked up. So to start it, it's an easy flip of the switch and push button. And for the shifter, I have a Rad Designs rail shifter hooked up to the AW4.
Hey.
She's a daily. I drive it every day just like this. Got daytime running lights, low beam, high beam, right blinker and left blinker. My brake light is down here. That's all you need, folks.